And welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. Tonight we are reacting to Sweden versus Tunisia, FIFA World Cup 2026 Group F, and also keeping an eye on the Stanley Cup Final Game 6. Right now Carolina leads 2-0 over Vegas Golden Knights. Carolina are 24 minutes away from a Stanley Cup championship as it stands. They lead the series 3-2. If they hold on to win, they win the Stanley Cup. The cup is in the building in Vegas, but it doesn't look like it's going to Vegas. And if it does, it's going to be in the shores of Carolina. So basically an unadvertised double. But this is the last stream of the day. We're done after this, and we'll be back for Spain, Cape Verde at 11, Belgium, Egypt at 1 or 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock, tomorrow. The first 3 games are just lives, and then Iran, New Zealand's live RSR tomorrow. So that's where we are. Starting 11s are as follows here. For Sweden, we have Christopher Norfelt in goal. Center backs, Isaac Hein, Victor Lindelof, Gustav Lagerbielke. Right wing back, Alexander Bernhardsson, Jesper Karlström, Yassine Ayari. Left wing back, Gabriel Gudmundsson, Benjamin Nygren, Cam, Victor Gyökeres, and Alexander Isak, the striker. For Tunisia, Abdul Muhib Shamak, Amin Ben Hamida, Omar Rekik, Montasar Talbi, Jan Valeri, Elias Shkiri, and Carolina's on the power play. Ronnie Kadira, Ali Abdi, Hannibal Mejbri, Anis Ben Slaman, and Elias Saad. Big up Ryan, constant streams during the World Cup. Thank you very much. I told you I'd do all of them. Here we are. Tunisia has their anthem, wearing their red and white shirts. Carolina on the power play. Rasmus Anderson in the box. After the power play is over, there'll be 56 seconds left in the period. Hurricanes are 0 for 2 on the power play, but they lead the game 2-0. We're watching both at the same time pretty much. So hello, Tunisians. Hello, Swedish. Well, Sweden, they do love hockey, don't they? Yeah, we're watching the Stanley Cup Final as well. At least they'll get it if they're here. But as well, it's basically an unannounced double. But Carolina leads 2-0 in that game. On the power play. Tunisia, I don't know how they feel about hockey. Probably nothing. Probably nothing. Hopefully both games are entertaining. Hopefully the rest of the Stanley Cup Final is entertaining, and hopefully this Sweden-Tunisia game is entertaining. We got 4 games tomorrow, 3 streams, or all 4 streamed, 1 review at the end of the day. And then we'll be back on Tuesday, of course, and then Wednesday, doing the same thing up until next Tuesday. Do France-Senegal live RSR, Iraq-Norway live, Argentina-Algeria live RSR, Austria-Jordan live, Portugal-DR Congo live, England-Croatia live RSR, Ghana-Panama live RSR, Uzbekistan-Colombia live. Hart keeps Vegas in it. Damn, good save there by Carter Hart. You know what? He has given up 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games left in the first round of the group stage. This is halfway through the first round of the group stage. Blake scored to make it 2-0 Carolina. Yes, Jackson Blake. 2-0 for Carolina. And here comes the Sweden game. Grain Potters Sweden versus Lamucci's Tunisia. Yael Falcon Perez, the center ref from Argentina. Taylor Hall plays it through to Stankoven. Stankoven plays it centered. Blake! He should have shot that himself. What was he? Juan Lara from Chile's the referee. Stankoven. Blake In front of the net. Hart saves it. Kept in. Offside. Sweden starting 11. Norfeldt, Lindelof, Hein, Lagerbielke, Gudmundsson, Karlstrom, Ayari, Bernhardsson, Nygren, Gyökeres, and Isak. Under Graham Potter. Of course, they won the playoff resoundingly to make this World Cup, thanks to the Nations League. They were horrible in the group stage, but the Nations League saved their ass, and they won that playoff resoundingly to make the World Cup. Shamak, Mohamed, Amin, Ben Hamida, Omar Rekik, Talbi, Jan Valeri, Elias Shri, Rani Kadira, Ali Abdi, Hannibal Mejbri, Enis Ben Slaman, and Elias Saad for Tunisia. 11 seconds left on the power play for Carolina. Carrier. I still feel like Blake should have made the shot earlier. 57 seconds left in the second period. Board battle. And here comes the start of the Sweden game, by the way. Well, okay, I'm stuck where I am, whether I'm behind or not. I forgot about that. 34 seconds. The Toronto Marlies, of course, made the Calder Cup 2-0. The Jays lost. Japan drew. We'll take it. Is every hour a game? Well, there's the breaks of the hour and, you know, yeah. I wouldn't be live if there wasn't a game. 3-1 Sweden. Yeah, I say you're right. Gyökeres, 2 goals. Isak, 1. Victor Gyökeres. And it's the end of the second period. Carolina lead 2-0. They are 20 minutes away from a Stanley Cup. Golden Knights have not had a shot on goal in 15 minutes and 43 seconds. That's got to be horrible. Like, that's got to be horrible. And we're off. 28 seconds in. And Tunisia, Sweden 0-0 at Estadio BBVA in Monterrey. Hurricanes are 1 period away from a Stanley Cup. Crazy. You know what's funny? It's funny how the closeout game feels like the most normal game of them all. That's ironic, isn't it? That makes no sense to me. Toronto FC versus CF Montreal, the first MLS match back from the World Cup at Stade Saputo. Is that what you're referring to, my friend? With horrible taste in football clubs? The 401 Derby? Is that what you're referring to? And we're off. Tic-tac, Tavanak, who the fuck's the impact? There's a hole in Quebec that they call Montreal. Go to hell, Montreal, go to hell. 2 minutes in, 0-0. Carolina outscored Vegas 8-2 since third period of game 4. Honestly, I'm going to leave that be because, frankly, I don't want to talk about Toronto till we play again. I really don't. 2-12. I'm having fun with the World Cup. Watching Toronto isn't fun. Who's higher in the table? Aren't we still? I don't know. I don't know at this point. I forgot. I forgot. It's probably you, isn't it? Yeah. Now let me check. I could have sworn we still were, but maybe y'all pulled ahead. Y'all did pull ahead. Because y'all have more wins than us. Yeah. You have 1 more win than us. So, equal on points, and we actually have a better goal differential because the MLS is cracked. MLS is on crack because you have 1 more win than us. You're ahead of us. We actually have a better goal differential and the equal amount of points. 3 minutes in, but the MLS is on crack, so My prediction score for Sweden, Tunisia, 3-1. It wasn't up to my expectation. It wasn't up to my expectation. I was disappointed. I think Larea personally should be the pivot of play for the team, offensively and defensively. He was not that. Not to say he was bad, but he definitely didn't show the quality that he shows with Toronto. And I get he's older. I get he's an MLS player. He didn't really do well in Europe, and that probably makes sense that he didn't do so well in that game against Bosnia. But I feel like a lot of the players didn't show up in the first half. That first half was much worse than the second. Second half was a little bit better, but would I rather them play Segor at this point? Yeah, because if Larea couldn't really hack it against Bosnia, what we think is going to happen against Qatar, well, maybe he could hack it against Qatar, but Switzerland, I don't know. Might as well just let Segor play there. 4 minutes in, Sweden going forward. Still amazing for Toronto when it comes down to it. Shot over the bar, but Canada, I don't know. That may be pushing it at this point. We'll be done. Once this live is done, I'm done today. And I'll be back at 11 in the morning. My prediction for Sweden versus Tunisia is... What do you mean Sweden versus Indonesia? You mean Tunisia 0-4? You really think Tunisia is going to beat Sweden? I don't know, man. I feel like that's harsh. One Sweden. And my North Carolina Tar Heels are off. You know what I meant. My North Carolina Tar Heels are off to the college baseball semifinals. Big up everyone. Damn, I wish Mississippi State made the College World Series, but we lost to Georgia last week. But Ole Miss lost! Fuck them! There's a hole in Oxford that they call Ole Miss. Go to hell, Ole Miss, go to hell. But Ole Miss lost! How's it feel losing to fucking Troy? Fuck you. Ole Miss. Troy! At least we lost to Georgia, who we didn't beat at all. Besides, we went 0-6 against, but at least we lost to a conference opponent in their own house. And we blew both games. Blue Jays style. Because if you notice, the Blue Jays blew 2 games in a row. Either way, Troy, get the fuck out of here. Who runs baseball? Who runs baseball in Mississippi? It's Mississippi State. And Sweden scores a goal. It's 1-0. And I'm more inside person, but I'm fine with camping. I just like to be alone. 1-0, or with people I love. Goal for Sweden, 1-0. I don't care if it's inside or outside, but crowds of people don't really wow me. 1-0. Rocket like Richard, that golazo was. Wink. Over the top. Pushed away and boom. Keeper out of the goal and, well, all you have to do is just bang it and he banged it. Boom. Beautiful. Rocket like Richard, that golazo was. Boom. Goal for Yassine Ayari. Banger. Eight minutes. 1-0 to Sweden. I don't want to. I mean, I don't know if I'd say they were entertaining. I don't know if I want to say they were entertaining. We need some bullpen. We need bullpen players now. Oh, by the way, McChronicle, have you ever heard of JoJo Parker? He's from Mississippi. He would have played for Mississippi State. His twin brother plays for State, Jacob Parker. So, I like JoJo Parker. I think he's a damn good player, and he's doing well in Dunedin for the Dunedin Blue Jays. He's one of the Toronto Blue Jays' best prospects, and he would have went to State, but he signed with the Jays because the Jays picked him fifth in the draft. That money matters, even though State's NIL would be really good for baseball, you would think. But, you know, whatever. But his brother went to State because his brother got picked, in the 17th round by the Diamondbacks? Jacob's just as good, too, though. It'd be funny if they both ended up on the Jays. Probably won't, but... Hail State. But I don't know if I would say those games were entertaining at all. I don't know if those games... I can't say. I mean, State for you. Oh, Lord. Those games were quintessentially State. I'd say number 1, TFC. Number 2, the Leafs. Number 3, Mississippi State in general. I can't really split. I can't really split them all up. I'll just say Mississippi State in general, 3rd. In general. 4th, Blue Jays. I'm just talking about clubs here. I mean, Canada, of course, that's number 1 nationally, then Italy, and then Japan. You want to go national teams, but in general, like any sport, same ranking. TFC, Leafs, State, Jays. I don't know. Patriots? Patriots and Raptors are basically tied at this point. Patriots might climb their way back up. I'm not sure. Wonder how Brooklyn fans feel right now. Disappointed. Patriots, Raptors. Forge. Well. I don't. 11th minute. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. 11th minute. I mean, I know Sweden's up 1-0, but do I even have Argos? Cardinals, Braves. Am I forgetting anything? Motorsports is a little bit harder to. Marlies, that's a minor league team. I'd say that just goes with the Leafs. Like, I'd say that's like TFC2, Marlies. I mean, I guess when you look at minor league teams, it would sort of be the same ranking, just, without State, because they are, in essence, a minor league team. But I guess TFC, Marlies, Buffalo Bisons, St. Louis Battlehawks. I guess we'll keep them. We'll put them there. St. Louis Battlehawks. I guess you put them there. I guess you put the XFL there with the minor league teams. The glorified minor league team. The St. Louis Battlehawks. Yeah, I guess glorified wise. Over the bar. But there's different categories. There's countries, there's major league, there's minor league / reserve team, and then there's motorsports. It's kind of, there's like 4 different categories there, and there's too much. Offside. What about F1? I would say as a team, I like Ferrari more than I do McLaren. Lando's my favorite driver, and then Charles, and then Lewis. But I'd say as a team, I'm starting to like Piastri, but I'm still not there yet. I'm still not exactly there yet. So I guess as a team, today was perfect because Lewis won and Lando finished third. Today was perfect. Lando was on the podium. Lewis won. Today was perfect. Except for George Russell being second, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Close enough to perfect as you could get. But Morocco clears these countries in CAF. Yeah. Yeah, I would. Most likely because it'd be a bowl game, but yeah. I didn't say playoff game. 14 minutes in, 1-0 Sweden. I don't think anybody would care about the baseball or the basketball version of that, but football, yes. Probably a bowl game. Is there any SEC Pac-12? Wait, they're Big 12 now. There are SEC Big 12 tie-ins, yeah. So, at this point, I think we just got to get rid. One 0 For me, you know what? Here's my thing. You know what? I'm going to say it. I think bowl games should get rid of conference tie-ins at this point because of the playoff, even if it doesn't get expanded, which it shouldn't. I think conference tie-ins don't work anymore. I don't think they do. Just pick the two teams and do what you got to do. 1-0. Now, of course, unless it's the playoff, you can't have a bowl game of two teams from the same conference. I think that's fair. But I don't think it's really a good idea for bowl games to box themselves into a conference or set of conferences. But you have to pick a team from different conferences. You have to have it be an interconference matchup. But, the Rose Bowl, well, that's in the playoff now. It's not even years where it's a free bowl for it to be what it used to be. It could ironically end up being Pac-12 versus, really, that's just Big Ten. But either way. Who do you think's winning World Cup? France. 1-0. For Sweden. So far, Sweden looks like the better team. Can't say I'm surprised. Ayari. Sweden playing it forward. Yep, ABC is going to have the Super Bowl next year. '18th minute. Third period about to start for Carolina versus Vegas. Can Carolina hold on for 20 minutes? Can they extend their lead? Or will they 14 straight playoff wins when leading after the second period for Carolina. Interesting. Is that a jinx? Looks like Carolina's good at shutting things down once they get over halfway, or 2/3, I guess. Nineteenth minute. Oh, look, it's 93. 1-0 for Sweden. Sweden looks like the better team so far. I don't think that's a question, really. The question is can Tunisia fight back? Well, damn. Crazy. There has been no 0-0 draws in this tournament. Still is. 93 is -2 in a game 6. Typical. Unlucky that. I'll drink to that. Well, here's your shot at me. It's in a can, but it's best I can do. I'll cheer to that. What a fraud. Unlucky that. Yes, guys. Yes, guys. 93 is eating a big pile of shit like he always does. Lovely. There's the 93 I know. There's the 93 who used to wear the number 16 in blue and white. There he is. He's turned back into 16, the 93. There's the 93 I know. The Ecuador game was a huge surprise. Ivory Coast with an upset. You know what? That's the fun thing about the World Cup. You don't know what happens. Are you collecting World Cup stickers? No. No, I'm not. Stone ain't happy with that one. 20th minute, face off in the 18:53 to go. Ayari scores in the 7th minute. Sweden holding on. 16 shots to 14. That seems pretty low for a Stanley Cup final game. It's literally like a little economy on those stickers. Yeah, here's what I don't understand. So would people later on buy the filled out book? Like, I would rather have, well, true. I would rather have trading cards. Like, the stickers are like, I don't know, man. It never really made much sense to me. It never really made much sense to me. I'd rather have trading cards. Honestly. Just give me the trading cards. That's all I've never understood the stickers. Like, if it's an economy, like, I get you have to buy the stickers, and they're like, what, $1.50 a pack? Something like that. I get that. They used to be $1, I think, but years past, but it's $1.50 now. Actually, not all the same. I guess red border is the super rare. Oh, so there are inserts to these stickers. Okay. So there are insert stickers, so to speak. Hydration break, 22 minutes. Seventeenth minute. Hydration break, second to last hydration break of the day. Jacob Slavin has 45 playoff points, 5th most in team history. And nobody's talking about him for the Conn Smythe? Are you watching the game on TSN? I got Fox. Well, FS1. Shot blocked away. Blocked. Really? On a high... Oh, okay, that doesn't look like Parmesan cheese. I was about to say. They're putting over Parmesan in a freaking plastic bottle on freaking hydration break commercials. What are we doing? No, if you're going to have Parmesan, like if you're going to have Parmesan, get a rind of Parmesan or Parmigiano Reggiano. I swear to God, if you buy the plastic tubs, shakers of Parmesan cheese, no, you're a munja cake. I don't want to hear it. You're a munja cake. You are a munja cake. You buy those. Buy actual Parmesan and grate it. Playing forward. 25th minute. Like, besides, it feels to me like that Parmesan that you get out of the plastic containers that you shake, it tastes like they just threw wood shavings in there. Like pine dust. Or sawdust. There we go, sawdust. Like, what's wrong with you? 25th minute. '25th minute. 40 saves on 42 shots faced in third period overtime for Brandon Bussey. Vegas finally got a shot in 19 minutes. That's not how you win this game. 15 minutes to go. Brandon Bussey is damn near spotless in third period and overtime, and the only one he had scored against him was the one that bounced off of him. '26th minute. 7 shots at 5-on-5. Tunisia playing the ball back around. 2-0 for Carolina. Or 2-0 for Carolina. 1-0 for Sweden. 26th minute. 15 minutes away from seeing who wins the Stanley Cup. Carolina is doing they're doing a damn good job of closing it down, and that's what they do. Icing. 27th minute. Sweden pops it down, but Jarvis looks like he's banged up a little bit. Hey, you only got 14 minutes left. Play through it. Man, you know what the craziest thing about the NHL playoffs is that always gets me every year, even though I know it's coming? The list of injuries for every team post the time they get eliminated. That's wild, man. Seeing those lists of injuries of every team after they get eliminated, especially once you get to like the second round and the third round, is just crazy. The shit that people play with. You know, you got to be a damn crazy person. Like, to be a hockey player at the highest level, you kind of got to be a little bit crazy. Yeah, Montreal's was pretty small, but that's rare, in my opinion. I feel like that's rare, especially for a team who made the conference finals and played 2 Game 7s and played some really rough series. It's funny, Montreal actually seemed to gain people as the playoffs went on instead of lost them. That's like the first time I've ever seen that. Like, they actually gained players back as the playoffs went on, which is rare. Either players play through injuries or you lose players to injuries, not gain them back throughout the playoffs. But why do I feel like Montreal's going to have a very active summer when it comes to the Canadiens? Like, I feel like they're going to have a very active summer, incomings and outgoings, I think. Because I really think they're going to have an active summer. Nothing too crazy, but .29th minute. Playing forward. Why do I have a feeling that the Leafs might end up playing the Habs in the playoffs next year? Shot! Goal! 2-0! Isak! Isak scored! 2-0 to Sweden. What a shot. Alexander Isak. Goal. (2-0) Sweden. Goal for Isak. 30th minute. Took a little bit longer than I thought would happen. 2-0. Nice play over the top. Isak gets it passed to him. He runs onto it and just slingshots his way into the box and just top of it and bangs it home. Good job. 2-0 to Isak. To Sweden from Isak. 30th minute. 15 more minutes of the first half. Shit goal, but Gyökeres assist, baby. Yes, I'm happy to see Carolina win the Stanley Cup. I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think a lot of people are happy. I'm not just the only one. I think well, I have a different reason, but, you know, my reason for wanting the Vegas Golden Knights to lose is different than probably everybody else's. Or my main reason is probably different than everybody else's, I should say. I just hate 93. I want to see 93 fail because he's a punk and I don't want to be gaslit by his glazing fans. I can't wait to see the reaction tomorrow when this holds by his Glazers who defend him at every turn and twist the narrative to say, oh, you ran him out of town and you were wrong. Yeah, we missed the playoffs. But we got Gavin McKenna and he's tougher. He's 93, but tougher. You'll see. We got a better 93 who will actually perform in the playoffs when the time comes. I love it. So we took a dive this year. The Leafs just did the right thing for me because they knew damn well if they were playing in the Stanley Cup final, I couldn't be able to do it completely because there's something called a World Cup next year. Hey, I might have to miss a couple of games of the Gold Cup, but you know what? You'll understand. I'm not saying they took a dive for me, but I like to look at it that way. They took a dive for me and they took a dive for Gavin McKenna. They're going to win the Cup next year. Everything's coming up Millhouse, baby. Do you see what the Marlies are doing? 30th minute. Oh, it was the 30th minute goal, corner. Because they've gone through it a long time without winning the NBA Finals. Just like the Leafs will probably, just like Leafs fans might burn down Toronto if the Leafs win the Cup. And I can't say I don't exactly condone it, but you know what? I get it. But they didn't burn down Toronto when the Raptors won. That wasn't all this time. The Raptors never won the championship, and frankly, nobody believed they would truly until Kawhi came in. That's a different story. There's like 5 generations of people who haven't seen the Leafs win a cup since the last time they won a cup. Toronto might burn. If New York burned, Toronto might burn. Let's be real. And if the Leafs lose in Game 7, it might burn anyway. Vancouver style. We win or lose, it's burning. Who am I kidding? Shit's going to burn. We win or lose the Stanley Cup. Leafs win or lose the Stanley Cup. They're in the Stanley Cup final. That city's burning. I don't care. Because I know damn well it's going to burn. Vancouver style. We win or lose, it's burning. Especially in 7. Because guess who also is a very cursed team that plays in Canada that wears mostly blue and white? Guess who? Yeah, the Vancouver Canucks. What happened the last 2 times they lost the Stanley Cup final? Oh, they burnt their city down. And the first time their drought wasn't as long as the Leafs' drought was, and I still don't think their drought was that long when they lost in 2011. And they still burnt their city down twice. Sweden on the ball, 35th minute. Vegas on the power play. Do I think Montreal would burn if they won the cup? I don't think so. I don't think Montreal would burn after the Canadiens win the cup, but their last cup was 93. I think there's a lot less pent-up energy there compared to Toronto. Hell, Toronto's never even made a Stanley Cup final since they last won the cup. The furthest they've gone are conference finals. And those are pretty painful too, by the way, if you look at their history. You know, those conference finals are pretty fucking painful. Yeah, Toronto fans are a bunch of... Yeah, there's some crazy Toronto fans out there. I'm not saying there isn't. But I don't think Montreal will burn. But I'll tell you this. If Montreal won the Stanley Cup, the HFTV clips are going to be amazing. The Habs fan TV clips are going to be amazing if the Habs ever win the Stanley Cup. And you know what? Oh, well, thank you, Danhausen, for cursing the Knights and cursing 93. Thank you, Danhausen. I think the Habs fan TV clips are going to be amazing when the Habs win the Cup because I don't think it's a matter of if. I think it's a matter of when. Honestly, I'm being real here. I think the Habs are going to win the Cup very soon. Shot Eichel! What a save by Bussy! Holy crap, he's amazing. Jack Eichel, you fraud. What a save by Bussy. Bro. Wow. Man. Just boom. I think that went off his helmet. Man. He's awesome. I'm jealous. But no, I'm being serious. I think it's a matter of if, not, or a matter of when, not if, the Habs are going to win the Stanley Cup again. Hit the bar, too. It's coming. Sooner rather than later. This core is going to win a Stanley Cup. Suzuki, Dobson, Caulfield, Demidov, Slavkovsky, they're going to win a cup. You can't change my mind. They're going to win a cup. And you know what? As long as they don't beat the Leafs, I won't mind it. Or if they don't beat us too badly, I won't mind it. Or if they beat 93 in the final, I won't mind. I'll be happy then. Even if they beat the Leafs. Don't beat the Blues either, but I don't think the St. Louis Blues are going to the Stanley Cup anytime soon. I don't know. Whatever I thought the Blues were cooking last year, they ain't cooking it no more. Playing forward. But no, I think the Habs are winning the Stanley Cup. I'd say in the next 5 years. I'd be shocked if the next 5 seasons go by and the Habs don't win the Cup. I'm going to be shocked. If they don't win the Cup by 2031, I'm going to be shocked. 2-0 Sweden. I think they're going to do it. And nobody thought they'd make it far in the playoffs, but they performed. That core performed. They're going to win the Cup. Like, they're not the Leafs with Matthews in 93 and Nylander and Tavares, where the best they probably ever did was that Washington series. Let's be real. Or the Ottawa and Tampa series is where they won. The Habs actually looked like they were meant to be in the playoffs, and I thought they'd make the conference final, at least. I really did. I thought they were the best team in the Atlantic. Like, actually playoff ready. I mean, I believed in them already. Like, I've been very believing in the Habs rebuild. Rory could tell you if you ain't paid attention. I mean, I've said enough on the stream, but hell, Rory could tell you himself. I've been very bullish on their rebuild. I think I was a little bit too hopeful for them early on, but I think they're there. Now, the playoffs, they're hard to win in. Sometimes you don't go as far as you go a year before. Sometimes that happens, especially in the Stanley Cup playoffs in a division like the Atlantic. It's going to happen. They may not make the conference finals next year, and understandable. Sometimes teams come out of nowhere and go further than they did the year before, and there's some teams who went that far who don't go that far because playoff hockey is hell. And it's a grind. It's a war that goes on for 2.5 months. And you have to play at least 16 games. You have to win 16 games. Nobody sweeps their way completely to a cup. Even Carolina couldn't do it. At worst, you play 14, 21, 28 games in 2.5 months. At best, you play 16. You're going to take a lot of lumps, especially in a division like the Atlantic. 41st minute. So, I mean, I think they're there. They may fall back once or twice. I mean, look at Colorado. When Colorado was on all cylinders, I mean, some years they lost the conference semis. They won a Stanley Cup. They lost the conference final, you know. So I think it's just exactly. Not every team is like the Florida Panthers when they're in their window. Not every team's like the Florida Panthers when they made 3 straight Stanley Cup finals and won 2 of them. That's rare. That's rare. Or just lose or go to the same round year after year. It's rare, especially the whole time. Sometimes there's going to be steps back, minor steps back, but the Leafs never really took a step forward until it was about too late. And they probably should have moved off at least somebody in the core. And, hell, even when we had the first step forward before the 5 steps back, you know. He's a punk! Tunisia. He doesn't perform when it matters. Header. Goal. Tunisia with a header. 2-1. It is Rekic. Omar Rekic with a header. Off the corner. I can't really be surprised. 43rd minute. 2-1. Good header. Yep. Ball crossed in by Hannibal, and it's headed in by Rekic. Yep, there you go. Nice play. 43rd minute. Tunisia. 9, Happy. 9, Happy. He failed with us year after year after year. Look at his points in games 5, 6, and 7 and come back to me. It's his damn fault. Nylander showed up when he needed to. Matthews showed up when he needed to. Tavares showed up when he needed to. And there were people in the middle 6 and bottom 6 that showed up when they needed to. Maybe the goalies didn't really show up. But other than that, and our defense didn't show up either. But guess what? He's the playmaker, right? He should at least have assist points. The best points haul of his career has been this year because he plays in a city that doesn't give a fuck about hockey unless they're in the Stanley Cup final. And even then, they don't know what the fuck they're watching, so they couldn't even insult him anyway. They don't know what the hell they're watching. He's playing in the easiest city to play hockey in. And he knows it. He knows it. And it's not because people put pressure on him because they don't. His dad is an asshole. That's known. But I don't hate Marner as a person. I hate what he represents. I hate that he represents the pain I've had to live through. Because I grew up when the Leafs they only made the playoffs a second round once in my life before 2023. They never made the playoffs until 2013. Most of my heartbreaks with that team is because 93 fucked it all up because he's such a weak-ass punk. I hate what he represents. I hate what he represents. He represents the pain I've had to go through the past 10 years. He's the main reason. I'm not saying the core four are absolved. Austin fucked up at times. Nylander fucked up at times. Tavares fucked up at times. He wasn't there in 2021 because he got ran into by the Habs. And that fucked us over in the end. This shit should have been blown up after 2021 and everybody knew it. But the people who were glazing 93 because, he's such a nice guy. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Does he perform when it matters? No. I don't care if he's a nice guy. I don't care. Can he perform when it matters? And here he still didn't. Games 5 and 6, I ain't that familiar. Minus in the town that treats him with kid fucking gloves. He is the same guy he was in Toronto. The pressure got too damn high. And guess what? He shrinked like the fucking turtle he is. And I hope Vegas fans feel the way that I do for 10 fucking years. I hate what he represents. I hate that he represents the pain that I've had to live through watching the Leafs blow it and 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 be at the fucking center of it all. And then having the gall to ask for every fucking dollar. You don't deserve that shit. I don't care if 100 points is what you got. You don't deserve the 80 million you got. You don't deserve it because you don't perform when it matters. If you wanted to play in Toronto so bad, you would know that. But you don't. You didn't really want to play here. And maybe you got ran out of town. Maybe. But guess what? You went for the easy road. You went ring chasing like Kevin Durant, and you still can't win a fucking ring because you didn't show up. And yeah, Carter Hart may have thrown you under the bus, but it ain't the first time he's done that, right? To other people, right? It ain't the first time. Now you know how it feels to be thrown under the bus, maybe. I like it. 48th minute. Matthews actually scored in a game 6 now. Actually scores in game 6 now. Yeah, he did against Florida. Game 7, we won't talk about that. But, who was at the center of that fuck up, by the way? Oh, yeah, 93. 93. Vegas empties the net. Might as well stay down here until the Stanley Cup game is over. 49th minute. .242 left in the Stanley Cup final. Carolina 2-0. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh! Save! Door fave. Bussy making big save. You know what? Oh, but he didn't play in the playoffs. Fuck it. I know Jordan Staal's had an amazing Stanley Cup final, but honestly, Brandon Bussy has to. Brandon Bussy for Conn Smythe. I don't care. Halftime. 2-1 for Sweden. Brandon Bussy for Conn Smythe. I said it. Brandon Bussy for Conn Smythe. I said it. Halftime, it's 2-1. I'll be back in a second. And we are back. 2:14 to go in the third period. 2-0 Carolina. Stanley Cup is about to go to the Hurricanes unless absolute disaster commences. We are back for the stats at the half, but we will save that until the Stanley Cup is won. We have time. I'm sure this won't take 12 minutes. 2:14 empty net for the Vegas Golden Knights. Carolina, 6-on-5 hockey. Vegas, we are going to see what happens here. Can Vegas put something into the back of the net, or are they going to be completely stonewalled by Brandon Bussy? Hurricanes, 147 away from the Stanley Cup. And also a shutout in game 6. In Vegas, in enemy territory. 23 shots, 21. Shot wide. 1:30 to go. Can Carolina send it down the ice? It is not going to go in to the net, and that is an icing. 1:25 to go. '93 was a -2, by the way, just to be clear. Brandon Bussey. You know, I want to say it. I don't care. Brandon Bussey, Conn Smythe. I'm going to say it. He only played 3 games in the playoffs. Don't care. Do you think Carolina would have won the Stanley Cup? I don't understand the timeout. Carolina is tired. You know what? I heard John Tortorella say, by the way, I heard John Tortorella say that he's done with the Golden Knights after this month. Yeah, Vegas called it. That's why he doesn't understand it. 125 to go. John Tortorella said he's done with the Golden Knights after this tournament. Or this playoffs. He's going to leave as soon as this season's over. You know what? I hope the Leafs talk to him. I hope the Leafs interview him. There's a possibility they do. And frankly, why not? They haven't hired a coach yet. Tortorella's about to be free. His contract was a short-term contract. You might as well talk to him. And if he wants to come in, you bring him in. If not, I guess do Joe Pavelski. But frankly, I just don't want to be Bruce Cassidy. 121 to go. I would love so much for John Tortorella to be the Leafs coach. I said that before, and I'll say it again. I think we actually... Do I think he actually wants a big contract from a team who fully hires him? Yeah. And maybe Vegas does bring him back, but I don't know. 113 to go. I kind of believe him when he says that he was going to do the short-term deal and that was it. I kind of believe him. I tend to believe him. 2-1 at halftime for Sweden, Tunisia. Center ice face-off. 112 to go. The final minute of the Stanley Cup final. Carolina, goal! Carolina! Ehlers! Empty net! And he seals the Stanley Cup for the Carolina Hurricanes. Ehlers! Dillon must be happy. Ehlers wins, or lines up, wraps up the Stanley Cup for the Carolina Hurricanes. The Winnipeg Jet legend gets the turnover, and what a shot, Ehlers. Oh, and he's did it on 93's head top. Yes! Yes! He scored on 93's head top. Well, more like a nutmeg, but either way. Unlucky that. Unlucky that. 1 minute to go. 8th goal of the playoffs for Ehlers, the 4th this series. Can they hold the shutout? Less than a minute away from being the Stanley Cup champions. Carolina 3-0. 46 seconds to go. And it's going down the ice, and they put Carter Hart back in net. So they're just giving up. Okay, 36 seconds. 3-0 Carolina. A Game 6 shutout, maybe. Ehlers tried to put one in on the goalie, too. 20 seconds. 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Carolina are the champions. Carolina won the Stanley Cup. 4-2 over the Vegas Golden Knights. Carolina are the champions. And everybody in the world besides Vegas is happy. Whether you're a 93 hater or a Carter Hart hater or just a Vegas hater, everybody is happy. Or just a Carolina fan, everybody is happy tonight. Carolina wins another Stanley Cup. What, 20 years later or 22 years later? Either way. It took a couple of decades, but they've won one again. And Brind'Amour played on the team who last won it, and now he's coaching it. He finally does the job that he was hired to do. 3-0 Carolina. 4-2 series win. Stanley Cup champions. Rod Brind'Amour gets his. And I'm happy for him. I've always liked Rod Brind'Amour. I've always liked him. So I'm happy for him. He deserves that cup. And with a team of misfits, a team that nobody trusted in the playoffs until they got to the Eastern Conference Finals and absolutely buzzsawed the Habs. This was finally the year for Carolina. They weren't just Metro frauds. No, they took it to the Habs and they took it to the Golden Knights. They weren't frauds this time. They were a buzzsaw all 2 months of this tournament. And the Carolina Hurricanes are the Stanley Cup champions. Cry now, 93 Glazers. Ha, ha, ha. Halftime, it's 2-1. Stats of the half. 54% possession to 46% possession. 5 shots to 3. 3 shots on goal to 1. 1 big chance to 0. 171 accurate passes, 80% to 134, 74%. 2 corners to 0. Oh, you're actually a Carolina fan. Oh, that's awesome. 2 corners to 0. 5 shots to 3. Well, we're officially dead. The only Golden Knights fan I'm sorry for is you. Fuck 93, and I'm glad they've lost. 2 corners to 0, 5 shots to 3. 3 shots on goal to 1. The hate watch went perfectly. 213 pass to 180. 80% pass actually to 74. 11 throws to 8. 0 offside to 2. 0 yellow cards to 0. 0 red cards to 0. 4 fouls to 3. I'll keep it on for the trophy lift. 2-1 at the half for Sweden, Tunisia. And I think Sweden's the much better team, frankly, of the two. I think Sweden are much better. I think they're stronger. I mean, yeah, Tunisia got a header to make it 2-1 and make this a game. But overall, I got to say, if I'm Sweden, I feel comfortable. I think they've controlled this game to an absolute good level. Either way, I mean, yeah, I'd be happy about it. Losing it at home ice without an effort to show. Yeah, honestly, we need to ship some of these guys out of Vegas. Can the Leafs take John Tortorella? Can we have John Tortorella? That's all I ask. No, I don't want any of your players. Well, maybe Dorofeyev. But other than that, I wouldn't say Dorofeyev's a playoff choker. You could keep 93, though. I don't want him. You can keep 93. I don't want him, but I want John Tortorella and Pavel Dorofeyev. Good. I want him to cry. Fuck him. Fuck 93. I hope he cries. Cry. Please. I love it. Let me use your tears to salt my steak, you fuck. I'm glad. Let me bottle up your tears so I can salt my steak with it, you fuck. I'm glad. Cry. He's the main reason for all my 10 years of heartbreak. He could go fuck himself. He's the reason why I had 10 years of heartbreak and never saw a Stanley Cup from Austin Matthews and William Nylander. He put us up to cap hell because he believes he's worth everything. And Kyle Dubas was dumb enough to give it to him. And then Shanahan was such a bastard who wanted to stick to his plan that we never traded him when it was obvious to fucking trade him. And his freaking anchor of a contract fucked us over for years. Because guess what? You know what we found out with the Golden Knights? You win as a team, not as a top four. And at least the other 3 guys cared. When it comes to the core 4, at least the other 3 guys cared. Even if they didn't score, they actually cared. McWhorter made the... I've said his fucking name. 93. Made the worst fuck-ups, and he never seemed to truly care, even though he always said he wanted to play in Toronto, where he's from. Bull fucking shit, he never did. Bull fucking shit, he never did. Do what you want with that. At least Austin, I never questioned if he cared. Shit may not have went well for him, but I never questioned if he cared. Nylander even shows up during the elimination games. He's normally the only one who does anything of actual note in elimination games. William Nylander. Does he cheat on defense? Maybe. He cheats forward a little bit. Who cares? Who cares? William Nylander scores in elimination games. He's the reason why some of those elimination games almost were wins. Look at 2024 round 1, for example. No. And here's the main thing these 93 Glazers do that piss me off more than anything. They treat Nylander like he was the problem. What? He's the one who had the lowest contract for most of that time, and he performed at the level of his damn contract. What do you mean? Your boy made $13 fucking million, and he couldn't do a damn thing in games 5, 6, and 7. And you're telling me Nylander was the problem when he only made 8? His holdout was a complete failure. Let's be real. When 93 didn't even hold out. We legitimately gave him the 93 jar and more. Because we were so messed up from the holdout in Nylander that we gave him everything he wanted. At the first, it took a couple of months, but either way, and that was the worst thing they did. And then COVID happened right after, and then made the cap go flat. And then whatever they were planning to do to maybe build around it, kaput. And maybe that's on the front office. That's on the front office. But if you have 4 players that are world-class players on your top lines, and he's the best point getter this team's ever had in the regular season, and then games that don't matter in the playoffs, why doesn't he do it in games 5, 6, and 7? Like, are they that? It's not all defense. It's mentality. And that's what they don't seem to get. Because, teams were on his ass because he's the playmaker, but it's his mentality. When hockey gets tight, 93 cannot play good hockey. He sucks at tight hockey. Checking hockey is his bane of his existence. And guess what the Hurricanes play? Ironically enough, guess what the Hurricanes play? Oh, yeah, checking hockey. They actually play tough. They play tight. Utah didn't do that. Anaheim didn't do that. Hell, Colorado at that time, they were freaking gassed. They got buzzsawed because they weren't playing checking hockey. They normally do, but they didn't because they were absolutely torn apart by then. Carolina does. What happened? The same. Yeah, there were a couple of games that 93 played well. There were a couple of games. And then it all went to shit. When Carolina was like, okay, we got to lock in. What happened? 93 became a ghost. The same ghost he was in Toronto. It's what I've seen before. It's the same thing I've seen my whole the last 10 years. And at least I'm not the one heartbroken by it this time. Isaiah's the one heartbroken by it this time, which I don't like that. That was mean. I don't like that. I don't like that he's heartbroken by it, but at least he knows how I feel now. For 10 fucking years, I had to see that guy stink it up in games 5, 6, and 7 when, he scored 100 points in the regular season. Get fucked do it in 5, 6, and 7 and win a playoff series. You don't. Get out, $13 million man. Now you know how I feel. Enjoy it for another 9 years or whatever. Enjoy it. Now you know how I feel. Oh, and also, Team Canada, he does the same shit for them. The only time 93 ever performed in a game, in a title-winning situation, game 5, 6, and 7 situation, overtime of the Four Nations face-off. It's it. And you know, that pissed me off. And now that he's gone, and then Florida happened, I'm pissed off even more. Because how? You're telling me how. Oh, my bad. The Olympics, the overtime goal. That's it. 2 times. 2 times. Twice. 49th minute. Twice. For Canada. He was wearing a maple leaf on his chest, but twice. You're telling me you couldn't do that for the Leafs? You're telling me, so you do have it in your bag. And playing for Canada is just as pressure-filled. You could do that for the Leafs in games 5, 6, and 7 of any playoff series? That pisses me off even more. What's our problem? Why do you hate us, man? Why can't you do it, man? Why? It feels like you hate us at this point. You're wearing 93 because your idol is Doug fucking Gilmour. What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? And you know what? No, I went too far with saying I don't want Isaiah to be heartbroken. For the fact that he's my friend, I'm sad that he's heartbroken. But I'm glad he knows how I feel now. And it's only 1 year. And yeah, maybe the Stanley Cup final, but it happened exactly how we know it happens. He finally played a checking team who locked in and then ghost. Can't say I'm shocked. Can't say I'm shocked. 50th minute, 2-1 Sweden. Isaiah, you're good, man? I'm actually kind of worried. Please tell me you get where I was going with that. Or, please. My venom for Marner kind of overstepped. I'm not gonna lie. My venom for I said his name again. My venom for 93 overstepped again. I kind of overstepped there. I'm not gonna lie. Stall one Conn Smythe. You know what? Fine, I agree with it. But Bussy though. Well, hey, at least whatever that Leafs fan who was worried about 93 winning the Conn Smythe in the NBA Finals, they don't have to be worried about it anymore. '51st minute. Wait, Isaiah, are we? But no, I don't want Isaiah to be heartbroken. But well, now he knows how I feel. Oldest Conn Smythe winner in NHL history, Jordan Staal. Actually, I don't even hate Vegas as a franchise. I just want to see 93 fail. Like the punk I know he is. Especially this year. 1 year, the Leafs missed the playoffs and 93 wins the Stanley Cup. Oh my God, I would have been off my rocker. At least he lost this year, but I don't think he's going to win. No. And it won't be him if he does. So. I actually don't hate the Knights as a franchise. I never did. Yeah, they're cutthroat. I don't have a problem with that. I never had a problem. Like, I was happy when the Knights won their last cup. Honestly. 93 had nothing to do with it. Of course. Also, fuck Florida. That probably helped too. 53rd minute. Randy Kadira got a yellow card. Actually, kind of. I won't lie, yeah. I actually kind of. Yeah, I do. And Jordan Stahl gets to pick up the cup as well. The captain of the team. Playing forward. I didn't want Vegas to win the cup. I wanted Carolina to win the cup. Did you not listen to what I said? Corner. I wanted Carolina to win. I wanted 93 to lose, and we got that. Point blank. But no, I mean, I hope Isaiah's okay. I really do. I hope he's okay. I don't want him to be heartbroken. He probably is, but I don't want him to be heartbroken. But if he is, he knows how I feel now. And I do kind of feel sorry for... that was kind of harsh. Doing the heartbreak comparison was kind of harsh. I really, that was... My venom for Marner got me a little bit flying too close to the sun. I'm not going to lie. God damn it, I said his name again. My venom for 93. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Got me flying too close to the sun. 55th minute. Because, I mean... Yeah, that was bad. And I mean... Sound. Ah, Lord. If this is what... If 93 ruins a friendship, there's another reason to hate him. You played yourself. Yeah, thank you. All I'm saying is if 93 ruins a friendship, I'm not going to be happy about that. I might have played myself, yeah. I might have played myself. I'm not going to lie. 7 person to win the Stanley Cup as a player and a coach with the same franchise, Rod Brindamore. I'm happy for him. Two 2-1 Sweden. Three hours of sleep don't end well, man. Running at like the end of a stream with 3 hours of sleep does not end well now, man. We good. 2-1 Sweden. Let's put it back on that FS1, yeah. '58th minute, 2-1. Playing forward. Shot! Goal! Sweden scores! Gyökeres scores! 3-1 Sweden. Okay. Nah, I can't. Nah, man. Nah. But if you believe that, give them to the Leafs. If that's how you feel, give them to the Leafs. We'll gladly take him. We'll gladly take him. We'll gladly. I've always wanted to be the Leafs coach. Whether 93's here or not. Do it. If that's how you feel. Victor Gyökeres. I'm just glad Isaiah's still here. I don't want you to be heartbroken, but if you're going to say fuck Torch, just give him to the Leafs then. Aiden Hill's my number one goalie. Well, I mean, he did win them a cup. Carter Hart didn't. Besides the big elephant in the room, you know? But, hell, I mean, who won them a cup? I can understand stabbing Fleury in the back. Not that they should have. But 3-1. But Aiden Hill won him a cup. I know he was hurt this year, but I feel like the guy who wins them a cup probably should get the chance to be a starter. And it's not like, well, I mean, the Vegas Golden Knights signed Carter Hart anyway when Bruce Cassidy was there. But ironically enough, who coached him in Philly? John Tortorella. Just saying. Had to watch Arsenal win EPL than this. Well, I didn't mind Arsenal winning the Prem. But you know what? I'm happy for OG Anunoby when it comes to New York, so I'm fine. You know what? I'm actually going to admit it. I'm happy for New York. I'm actually going to admit it. I'm actually happy for New York. Colorado might even be willing to take him. Hey, I want Torts. Colorado, you keep Bednar. I want Torts. Besides, Isaiah roots for Colorado as well. He wouldn't want Torts on Colorado either. You just played yourself. Keep Bednar. Even though he might actually be worse. I don't know about that. I don't know. Hey, if you get rid of Bednar, go get Craig Berube. I still like Craig Berube. I don't care. If our option is Joe, if our pick is Joe Pavelski, we fired Berube for that. I'll tell you. I'll honestly tell you, I'm not happy about that. I'm honestly not happy about that. No. Torts, I can understand. Bednar keeps getting out coached, and for the dumbest reasons, he's Mitch Johnson with a lucky ring. Mitch Johnson just started. That was one play, and honestly, it was just the finals. I mean, can we really jump to conclusions? Can we really jump to conclusions? Gyökeres goal and assist, Isak goal and assist, 93 crying on the ice after losing in Game 6 again. We're built different. My fucking striker, Victor Gyökeres, baby. Well, actually, there we go. My fucking striker, Victor Gyökeres. Well, boom. My fucking striker. Well, I wish he was, honestly. I wish he was. João Pedro ain't bad, but Victor Gyökeres is better. Mitch Johnson refused to adjust and paid the price, just like Bednar, who can't adapt to basic defenses. But again, you still wouldn't want Torts on Colorado. So again, you played yourself. Again, Graham played himself. I still want Torts to be the Leafs coach. And the good news is it sounds like Tortorella said he's done with Vegas in June. So basically after this series, he had a short-term deal. And it wasn't a past this season deal. Now, of course, they could re-sign him later on. But since he's free, I hope John Chaika calls him up. And if he wants to coach the Leafs, give him what he wants. And if he doesn't, then you can hire Joe Pavelski, which this is going to be a fucking shit show, but whatever. We got the number 1 pick, and we're about to win the Calder Cup, and Gavin McKenna's a better version of 93 who actually gives a shit, and he probably won't string us up for every dollar possible when it comes to RFA. And we have Easton Cowan. You know what? Maybe this will work, but I'd rather them pay whatever they want, whatever John Tortorella wants for a long-term deal. Weirdly enough, I think John Tortorella would love William Nylander. I really do. Yeah. Honestly, I think John Tortorella would love William Nylander, weirdly enough. Devin Taves needs to go. What is he playing? Is Devin Taves a defenseman? I think he is, yeah. You know what? You want to slightly use Morgan Riley? Yeah, he's a defenseman. You want to slightly use Morgan Riley for Brock Nelson and Devin Taves? He's been asking, costing Canada the gold. Screw it. You want 36 goals so far, World Cup 2026. I love it. You want to slightly use Morgan Riley for Brock Nelson and Devin Taves? That sounds good to me. And maybe Anthony Stolarz? Maybe? Yeah, actually. Morgan Riley and Anthony Stolarz for Brock Nelson and Devin Taves. Deal? Joseph Woll and Akhtiamov is our goalie tandem, please. I am an Artur Akhtiamov stan. I believe in Artur Akhtiamov. Did you not see what he's done in the Calder Cup playoffs? Give me Artur Akhtiamov with Joseph Woll. Stolarz is too brittle. Joseph Woll and Artur Akhtiamov tandem in the NHL next year, please. Stolarz and Sweden was always better without Zlatan. Oh, no, you just pissed off Zlatan. Oshawa's top OHL prospect, son of Dan Cloutier, Kane Cloutier. Good for Oshawa. Stolarz and Morgan Riley for Devin Taves and Brock Nelson. We need a 3C. Well, if we got Scott Lawton back, well, you could still, I don't know. Brock Nelson. Shit. Matthews, Tavares, I think Lawton's coming back. I'm going to be real. I think Scott Lawton's coming back. And Brock Nelson, holy shit, that's a murderer's row. Hydration break for this game, 69th minute. That's a murderer's row, damn. Honestly, yeah. Hell, we don't even need Scott Lawton, but Matthews, Tavares, Brock Nelson. Whew. Kadri being the Colorado 2C is the best way to go. I mean, I wish we could get Kadri back, but I'll take Brock Nelson. And Morgan Riley playing instead of Devin Tays playing instead of Morgan Riley in defense. And Ben Danford being part of the top or being part of this 2-3 pairings. And then we got Matthews, Tavares, Lawton, Brock Nelson. Hell, you could put Brock Nelson 3 and Lawton 4. I don't care. And if we need Domi, we have Domi when he's healthy. Easton Cowan, Matthew Nyes. I'm not saying anything. My 3 hours of sleep is gonna make me say some dumb shit. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not going to clap back. $0.5 million against our cap move. 2 of them. We can go sign more players who don't fold under pressure. Wall was a good addition, even though we overpaid. Well, thank you for that. Lord, I'm so mad. Wall was a piece. He was trash for us, man. Maybe everybody was trash. I don't know. It was probably both. Oh hell no. '70th minute, 3-1 Sweden. How are we feeling about the USMNT? I mean, I think they look amazing. I know it was Paraguay, but I don't think it was just because they were playing Paraguay. I actually think they look good. Now, question is can they play like what they did? That first half was perfect. That first half was perfect. If they play like that first half for the rest of this tournament, they're going to go far. Like, that's what I want to see. Now, do it all the time. Australia's going to lock it down. Yeah, Australia's going to test the back line, and Turkey is too. That's the problem. But that's true. But it seemed mistakes were situational. But damn, that forward play. They're going to get a lot. They got a lot more of the ball against Paraguay than they did, or than they will against Australia. Well, okay, no, Australia's going to give them the ball. Now, the question is, Australia could really make that defense look bad if they get the right situations on the breakaway. Who do you blame for Paraguay's 1 goal? Damn. I got to see the clip again before I say anything. So I don't see the clip. I'm talking out of my ass. Hold on. See if I can find it through Google. USMNT, all right. Paraguay. Match recap. There we go. Let's watch this. '73rd minute. think Turkey is going to get knocked out, probably. Let's wait for those ads to play through. You know what's funny? Former Hab won the cup. Jesperi Kotkaniemi. You know what? I'm going to say this. I know he won the cup, but I'm going to say this. I heard that Jesperi Kotkaniemi could be picked up this summer. I want the Leafs to pick him up as a reclamation project. I've always been a fan of Jesperi Kotkaniemi. I've always been a fan of him. Hey, it worked with Max Domi. It worked with Max Domi. Let's try with Jesperi Kotkaniemi. I know he's a cup champion, you know. Let me see. 74th minute. I actually would gladly see that. Kotkaniemi go to the Leafs on I wouldn't say a PTO, but a minimum deal. Like a Pacioretty type deal. Sounds good to me. Hey, whenever we get former Habs, they normally play well for us. Okay, I'm just going to have to let this run. Playing forward. $75 minutes, 3-1. Oh, there we go. FIFA's match recap. There we go. Playing forward. (3-1) for Sweden. Well, it depends on where they finish. I think I'd say Freeman. Yeah, Alex Freeman's who I'd blame for that Paraguay goal. He should have just kept running. I think the slide was a bad idea. If he kept running, he would have got him. Yeah, that's on Freeman. That's on Freeman, yeah. 76th minute. That's on Freeman, yeah. Ball crossed in. Headed away by Tunisia. Freeman should have ran through it. I'm going to be real. I don't think he should have slid. He should have ran through it. Just run through it, you're going to get him instead of slotting, I think. It's kind of the opposite of baseball. You don't run through the plate, you slide through the plate. Wait, no. Oh, shit, I just gave myself PTSD. You should have ran through it. Oh, here's something funny. Are you covering all games tomorrow? Yes. Here's something funny. Last year, remember the trade deadline? 93 had a trade to Carolina on his table for, it was 93 for Rantanen. Guess what? 93 chose to go. Yeah, exactly. Only run through if you're an IKF situation. Yeah, exactly. He chose to block the trade. He could have been a Stanley Cup champion because I think an extension came with, wait, no. I think an extension would have came with it had that deal went through, at least on the 93 end of it. I think, if I remember correctly. I don't think there was an extension. Wait, was there an extension both ways? Funnily enough, $93 to get traded to the Islanders. You don't want him. You don't want him. Don't. You don't want that, Daniel. You don't want that. And besides, he has like 8 years left on his Vegas contract for like, what, 20 per? whatever the hell it is. He's not leaving Vegas. Besides, I think people care in New York more than they do in Vegas. It's not as crazy as Toronto, but well, also you have the Rangers. But if he was going to leave for anywhere, it'd be like St. Louis, which why would you? But because St. Louis does not care. Better 93 will be Demidov. He's still young, had his peaks and valleys in the playoffs. Yeah, but he actually plays well in the playoffs. That's the difference. You won't be cursing Demidov's name by calling him 93 like I call 93 93 because Demidov performs in the playoffs. Even if he leaves you, he performs in the playoffs already. If you have heartbreaks, it ain't going to be because he's the one guy you could point to and say that's the reason why on the ice and off the ice. And besides, I think Demidov's entourage is a much more... I haven't heard anything bad about his entourage. 93's father is a jackass. Which is part of the problem. Yeah, 93 might be a nice guy. His father's a jackass and his security are a bunch of assholes. Ask Steve Dangle. He certainly blew the lid off of that one. I don't know if I can see. He might be a nice guy or at least present to be a nice guy. But when you have such mafia-level asshole scumbags next to you as your entourage, either you are able to be the nice guy because they do your dirty work, or you're a piece of shit too. You're just good at hiding it. I don't know. Which one is it? Neither one looks good on you, 93. Neither one really looks good on you. You're either able to be head in the clouds, good guy, because the rest of your entourage are a bunch of mafia pieces of shit, or you're a piece of shit too. You're just good at hiding it, unlike them. Neither one looks good on you. Neither one really looks good on you, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, number one's better than the other, but, 81st minute. Do with that what you will. Do with that what you will. This wasn't a Sweden versus Tunisia watch long. You just watch the match as you shit on 93 for half an hour. Probably, yeah. You could say that's what this was, yes. But hey, the hate watch works, so who cares? We won, not the Glazers. The 93 Glazers did not win tonight. I don't care how they gaslight tomorrow. We won! The 93 truthers, because those gaslighters are spewing lies, the 93 truthers won tonight. The hate watchers won tonight. The gaslighters can shut the fuck up, and whatever the hell they say tomorrow, well, who cares? Your boy lost. Go cry in your fucking popcorn. Go cry in your fucking popcorn, ballets. Go cry, well, whatever the hell you cook, go cry in that. Shove it straight up your candy ass. And you could say anything, but I'll just go fine speech. Because one thing I'll say, when I'm holding a mic, when I speak, I hold a nuke. Mutually assured destruction. Because the guy I'm wearing the shirt of, when he holds a mic, he holds an artillery shell. When CM Punk speaks, he's holding a pipe bomb. When I speak, I hold a nuke. You can fuck with John Cena and CM Punk and still live to tell the tale. You fuck with me, you burn. Keep an eye on that. Keep that in mind. And I might burn too, but it's gonna burn bright. But normally I don't burn. So, but either way, whether I do or don't, it burns bright. 4-1 Sweden. Word life. Offside. Word life. Went a little bit. That felt good. That felt good. Darren Fox a bum before 30. Are they? Well, Spanberg might have scored. They're checking VAR? I thought because they had the line. Whatever. I thought the line took these away. Imagine cosplaying a totally random person you don't know on the internet. A lot of weird people. I ain't cosplaying nobody. That's not what I'm doing. I mean, yeah, cosplaying somebody you don't know is weird, but I didn't say. Okay, I was making sure because I didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, hold on. And it's a goal. It is a goal for Sweden. I was like, are there similarities? Yes. Am I my own person? Yes. Am I a better promo? You're damn right. 4-1 Sweden. I do not want De'Aaron Fox on Toronto. No. 87th minute, and Tunisia is pissed. Svenberg ran on the pitch to score. Fair play. Hey, I respect it too. See, that's how you win games, 93. You put in all the effort. You put in every bit of effort you can. See, you could learn something from this Swedish guy that I've never heard of before in my life. Yeah, that looks onside to me. Svenberg scores. I ain't never heard of this guy in my life, but at least he tried. Matthias Svenberg. I legitimately have not heard of him until now. He must have been under. Let's see. Who's he play for? Wolfsburg. Yeah, I don't watch much Bundesliga. Okay, that's okay. I don't watch much Bundesliga. 86 minute. 4-1 Sweden. Well, if he led the Raptors to ECF and beat them, he'd beaten 7 games by New York. I don't want him. Besides, Svanberg. Besides, we could get better players. We have better players. We have RJ Barrett. It's a goal. We have RJ Barrett. Why do you want me to have De'Aaron Fox? RJ Barrett's better. RJ Barrett's better. Brandon Ingram's better. Scotty Barnes is better. Colin Murray Bowles is better. I don't think there's anybody on the Raptors roster who I'd want replaced by Darren Fox. No. Even Jakob Pertl, but, I mean, he can't play center, so what? Oh, yeah, Freddie Anderson got his cup. That's awesome. And you know what? I'm happy for Freddie. See, that's how you leave Toronto. And by the way, Freddie Anderson, you know, I'm happy for him because I have a funny feeling the reason why he didn't play the rest of the series was because he couldn't play through the death of his agent and friend, Claude Lemieux. I don't think, I mean, you know, I don't think it was an injury. I think they were giving him a mental health, like they had to give him a mental health time, you know, because he was playing through the death of Claude Lemieux, who was his agent and his friend. And unexpectedly, of course, Rod said he wasn't 100%. Yeah, but maybe, but nobody is at this time of year. I think he was worse mentally than he was in his body. I can't see. Maybe he wasn't 100%, but was CONMEBOL overrated? Well, I mean, besides Argentina, Colombia, and Brazil, I mean, they are, and even Brazil's overrated. So, yeah, Tunisia was keeping him on side. Yep. We already had the line. Why was there a VAR check? I mean, shouldn't they know these instantly? They just are. What was that? What? 90th minute. I'm surprised nobody thought the when I speak I'm holding a nuke was a bar. I thought that was a bar. I'm still kind of pissed. I thought that was a bar. It's true, but I thought it was a bar. That was awesome. I thought people would react to that like I was super hot fire. That was a bar. I don't care. $90 minutes, 6 minutes of stoppage time. The Seahawks aren't going to the White House. I kind of expected that one. 91st minute. The refs were in favor of Scotland last night. Okay. Refs just ended the match. Oh, what do you know? $92 minutes. Playing forward. Saved. Yeah. Yep. 93rd minute. There's a lot of people who are very happy about that. The fuck is this heart monitor gimmick they got going on? 93rd minute. Yeah. 93rd minute. It's so funny how Carter Hart had the best playoffs up until the Stanley Cup, and then he allowed 4 goals a game, except tonight. But he still lost the Stanley Cup. Dude was legitimately a Conn Smythe leader. Well, they would have never given it to him in the first place. But if there wasn't a giant elephant in the room, he would have got the damn thing had the playoffs ended in 3 rounds. They don't, though. Or a giant elephant the size of 5 junior hockey players in a hotel room. 94th minute. Yeah. Sweden is strong for a minnow European team. They're playing Tunisia. 94th minute. This is somebody Sweden should beat. And Graham Potter's got him playing well, though. I mean, you know. 94th minute. '95th minute. I didn't say they were better in Germany, but they're better in Tunisia. Where did I say they were better in Germany? Listen to my words. Listen to my words. I know they burn, but I don't know why those would burn. But you know. Oh, 5-1. Golazo. 2 goals for Ayari. Yassine Ayari starts it and ends it. 5-1. Jesus Christ. Wow. Awesome. 96 minutes. That's a way to end the day of World Cup football. 5-1. Wow. I mean, both his goals were amazing. I mean, seriously, Jesus. Whoa. Nice. '96 minute. Well, I guess they are good. Full time, it's 5-1. If I do put the full-time stats for these games down, I'll always is good. What are you talking? With that being said, 5-1. If you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification when subscribe. Send super chats on the live streams. Hit that join button. Become a member. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlists. Share for friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you at 11 in the morning for the Spain-Cabo Verde game. And then 3 other games tomorrow, being the Belgium-Egypt game, Saudi Arabia, Uruguay, all 3 lives. And, of course, we'll be live for Iran, New Zealand, and that's the game we'll review. So 4 streams and then 1 live at the bitter end. I'll see you later. I'm running. I'm out. Peace.